Hello there. Welcome back to the Star Wars Podcast Racer. This is episode something. 8, I think? I don't know. I don't... This is why I should investigate this kind of stuff beforehand. But regardless, whatever episode it is, welcome. I'm Tyler. And I have, once again, you just heard him, my special guest today, Reg. Hi, Reg.
Hi, I can't think of anything.
Okay, then. We're off to a wonderful start. So, this is our very special Force Awakens 10th anniversary episode. Because the Star Wars The Force Awakens came out on December 15th, 2015. I saw it right there, day one, on December 14th. But
I was wondering about that.
That's just how that works.
I was wondering about that because, you kept saying it was the 15th anniversary, but I'm like, wasn't there midnight premieres and stuff back then?
Yeah, of course. But, no. Officially, the movie came out December 15th. Technically, I watched it the 14th. But, whatever. But yeah, that means that this is the 10th anniversary just went by. And to celebrate, we watched it on the exact day. Yeah, and it was your first time watching it, wasn't it, Reg?
Yeah, it was. I didn't expect to, oh boy, I wasn't expecting what it was actually like.
It was just so great, wasn't it?
I thought it was gonna be enjoyable, and I did not get it.
Yeah, Reg did not like it. Yeah, that was
a big surprise.
It was a surprise to me too. I kind of makes sense in retrospect.
But, yeah, but
I still was surprised.
I was gonna say though, before we get too far into it, I want to say that I'm not actually gonna be mad at people who like the film and being like, "Oh, you've gone too far with your Star Wars. This is a bad film. You shouldn't like it." Just want to be clear on that.
I hope not. Otherwise, this would be a very awkward conversation.
Want to be uncomfortable for an hour?
I still enjoy it. I really enjoyed it when I first watched it, and the second time I watched it in theaters, and the third time I watched it in theaters. I still enjoy it. I definitely, though, there is no real substance to me. And I doesn't help that I know what comes later, which we're not going to talk about.
Because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's true. You haven't seen it. You're watching the sequels for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm watching through all the sequels. I think is it the second time I've seen all of them? Because I've watched episode 7 quite a few times. I think I've watched episode 8. Let's see, 2 times in theaters.
If you don't know, I don't know, man.
I think. No, I'm thinking. I watched episode 8. I think 2 times. I definitely 2 times in theaters, and I think once, maybe twice since then. But definitely once, maybe twice. And then episode 9. I don't think I've even seen it once at home. I watched it twice in theaters, and I think that might be it.
Oh man, you had to watch it twice.
Well, I got to watch it twice.
I don't know, man.
I had to. Okay, no, I had to. That's the thing with me with Star Wars, is that the very first time I watch it, I'm going to enjoy it a lot more than the second time. Like, I kind of need to watch it 2, maybe 3 times to kind of, get a better idea of how I'm going to feel about it. So, that's why with episode 8 and episode 9, I'm like, I need to see this at least one more time in theater. Okay. Like, the first time is all the excitement of, oh, yay, new Star Wars. Second time, it's like, okay. Now I can be a little bit more objective.
Yeah. Let's get right into it, shall we?
Oh, okay. We kind of were, but yeah.
No, I mean,
all right. Yeah. Well, so, yes, episode 7. The Force Awakens. Before we get into the actual movie itself, let's go over a little backstory here. Because George Lucas was the one originally had a plan for episode 7 way back in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Like he was planning for at the time he's gone back and forth. At least 3 trilogies, maybe 4. There were potentially plans up through an episode 12, but not like firm plans, just kind of very, very, very vague ideas.
Yes, you do.
That, yeah. His idea of a sequel trilogy was going to follow Luke's sister, Luke's long lost sister, and the true hero of Star Wars, basically, because at that time Luke was actually going to turn to the dark side in Episode 6, and then his sister would have turned him back to the light. Would have been a very different movie series. That did not last long, obviously.
I didn't know about that. I thought it was a joke. Like this guy pitched the idea of like Luke putting on Vader's mask and like saying he was the new Darth Vader or whatever. Did that come later after the plans to?
Yeah, none of that was like none of that was actually going to be like
serious.
It wasn't going to be like that. Yeah, nothing like that. It was more of again, it was kind of just like vague ideas, and he's never explicitly said all of them. But the basically his idea was like the middle part is always going to be like the darker part. So like this was going to end on a bit of a downer, episode 6. Like the original trilogy was going to like start a little bit more hopeful, but then end a little darker, and then the true hero would come forth and save everybody. Including the fallen hero of the last trilogy and all that.
It's so weird to me, man.
Yeah, I know. Would have been weird. Yeah, I like I said, it didn't last long. That was his original idea, though, when he came up with the idea of Luke having a long lost sister, was that she was going to be the main character in the sequel trilogy. Of course, that's not how things happened, and yeah, for a long time, George was just like, yeah, there's never going to be an episode 7. Up until he decided he was going to sell, he was going to sell Lucasfilm to Disney. That's when he came up with an idea. That's when he came up with his idea for the sequel trilogy, and even hired a writer for the script. So there was a script and story outlines, all set and ready when Disney bought Star Wars. And then they hired J.J. Abrams, and all that went out the window. Now, we don't officially know that it was J.J.'s fault, but it was J.J.'s fault. Yeah, but we're this is a positive podcast. We're trying to be positive. Even though it would have been really, 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 really cool to have the sequel trilogy have Darth Maul back as the main villain, as he's training his apprentice, and Leia really step up as one of the main characters and help save the galaxy, and all that would have been really cool. But we got what we got.
Even though that would have been really awesome.
Yes, it would have been.
You should have said it as the Emperor, or I should have said it as the Emperor. Just even though having that trilogy would have been really awesome. I don't know how that sounded, but it was. I can't do character voices that easily on the spot like some people can.
Yeah, neither can I.
Yeah, sure. Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Instead, we got The Force Awakens. And, I mean, I don't know about you, Reg, but I love me some A New Hope.
Yeah, it's my favorite Star Wars movie. I wish we watched that instead.
Well, we sort of did.
Yeah, I know where it counts.
We watched the sci-fi original movie version of it.
Yeah. So it starts. I guess let's start with a little bit of the opening scene and stuff. Just talk about that real quickly. It does start very similar to A New Hope, where there's a battle in not the Empire, but the First Order, right? Like that's what the bad guys are called in this one.
Yes, the First Order.
So the First Order comes and they steal this. I guess you could say MacGuffin. In A New Hope, it was the plans for the Death Star, complete with the exhaust port where you could, you've seen the movie, I don't need to explain that. So in this movie, it was like a path to find Luke Skywalker, who's like a legend at this point because it's been like 30 years since Return of the. How long has it been since Return of the Jedi?
30 years exactly.
30 years exactly. Down to the second, I guess.
Okay, maybe not down to the second, but it's 34 ABY, so it's exactly 30 years after.
Okay, well, so they actually do intercept. They're trying to intercept the plans, and they put it on the droid called BB-8, and then BB-8 goes to the. I'm trying to think. Do they start on the same desert planet as the instead of going like I? Because in the New Hope they were obviously in space, but in this one they start on the desert planet, right?
Yeah. It's on Jakku. It's on the planet Jakku. And BB-8 rolls off and to escape from the First Order trying to get them. And that's when he comes. Eventually he comes across Rey, who's a desert scavenger.
I want to say I hate that stupid jerk face, honey face guy that was like, I give you a quarter portion of food for today. Like, what a jerk. I hated that guy.
Yeah,
I wanted
Simon
to strangle
Pegg.
him. I wanted to strangle him like Leia strangled Jabba the Hutt, Just get a chain and just strangle him. I don't want to kill him like Jabba the Hutt, but, I want to teach him a lesson,
Indeed.
Be nicer to women.
Sometimes you just want to strangle people.
Sometimes you just want to strangle them and teach them to be nicer to women than that. But anyway, should I just get into the main reason why I don't hardly like this film?
Sure.
So Abrams decided, I don't know if it was the way he does all the films, because there's a lot of films by him that I haven't seen. I think this was my first time watching an Abrams film. But I think he decided that it should be all action and that every scene should transition to the next action scene. And the reason why I don't really like this movie is that I like to get to know the characters. I feel like it doesn't have any room to breathe. I feel like by the time they got off the desert planet, and I'm going a little bit out of order here. By the time they got off the desert planet, I was like, I still do not know anything about these two characters, and we'll get to the other character in a minute, but I just felt like I didn't get any time at all with them. It's just action. I'm like, gosh, give me a second here, man. I want to learn about this new character.
All killer, no filler.
No, man, this is beyond no filler, man. You need some time to breathe,
It's like the Dragon Ball Z abridged Kais.
Yeah, man, it's like that. So, do you want to explain the other character?
Yamcha's dead!
Oh, man, Yamcha's here, Yamcha's dead. Can you go ahead and explain about the other main character that we have?
Of course, FN1287.
You have that memorized? Hold on a second. You have that memorized? You're that much of a nerd that you memorized the number for that?
Why are you surprised?
I'm not. I just wanted to make fun of you for it. It was really funny.
Yes, FN1287 is a stormtrooper, and he first time on the job, basically. He was a janitor the whole time, which, respect. I'm a janitor. So yeah, he was a janitor. Then he gets gets a big upgrade. He's allowed to go on one of the big boy missions. And immediately he's like, oh crap, I don't like killing innocent people. So yeah, he doesn't kill anyone, and that's when he decides he's going to leave the First Order. And he decides to rescue Poe because he needs a pilot to get him out of there. Poe is the guy that had BB-8 and was given the plans and all, or the map and all that crap.
The proper owner of BB-8.
Exactly. So, yeah, he rescues Poe, they escape. That honestly, I love that scene. Anytime Poe and he renames FN1287 as Finn. Anytime Poe and Finn are on screen together, honestly, peak. I love it. I love the two together. Great chemistry.
Can I say real quickly before we get too far away from the scene that when Finn, back when he was still called the number, first season one of he sees one of his fellow stormtroopers die, and like the guy puts blood on his helmet so you can tell which one is Finn, basically.
Yep.
I want to say that's like that's one of the only times that up to that point that we had seen blood in like one of the numbered Star Wars episodes, because you see it in New Hope, and then you never see it again until this movie, I
A
think.
little bit. You do see it a little bit in Empire. The Wampa, as the Wampa's eating the Tauntaun.
Well, I meant like I guess I meant people blood, right? Like,
Oh, I see how it is. I
oh,
mean, technically speaking, you don't even see that in A New Hope because it's an alien.
well,
I mean, how
I
specious do you
didn't
want to
mean
get
literally
here?
human. I meant like there's a difference between a human and a person. Okay, like does the Tauntaun have the ability to own property? Does the Tauntaun pay taxes?
I don't know how the economy on Hoth works.
No,
It's
I
possible.
mean like the Tauntaun isn't like a sentient creature that has a name. You know, it's like property. You know. Whereas that guy in
Wow.
the guy in the bar was buying a drink. Remember? You're
Yeah,
acting
yeah.
surprised, like Han didn't immediately cut that thing open like it was disposable. And I'm sorry for swearing.
It's just the way that you said it is so funny to me.
I meant people blood,
uh,
people.
okay. Anyways, yes. So they escape. However, they are attacked on the way to back to Jakku, and they crash land. And Poe is presumed dead because there's no way he could have survived. Spoilers: he survived.
Oh man,
Um,
you're giving it away.
yeah.
Okay.
So Finn steals his jacket because it's a nice jacket, and yeah, he wanders off
I thought you said the
and
desert.
eventually runs.
I thought you said deserts don't get cold at night in Star Wars.
I said Tatooine doesn't.
Okay, as long as. Okay, whatever.
I don't know how Jakku works. I mean, there is the fact that yeah, Jakku is like just Tatooine again, but with a different name. That's a choice they made.
That's a choice they made. Picking the desert again. Of all the words I could have been
I,
to, they
I
picked the one farthest away from the light at the center of the universe. You know, like Luke said that one time. I didn't say it quite right, but you know.
yeah. Um. So, but yeah, Ray and Finn meet up, and they escape the planet. So speaking of Jakku, though, I do want to say the Battle of Jakku is one of the coolest ideas that they introduced for Star Wars. Um, it's it's obviously not ever on the screen, but like this massive planet-wide battle between the New Republic and the Empire, the final battle of the Galactic Civil War. It lasted weeks, if not months, and
Excuse
kept
me.
going long after it kept going long after the Empire actually surrendered because a lot of the warlords just refused to give up, and the entire thing was orchestrated to try to wipe out both sides. Like it was it's really cool. It's such a cool set piece and things.
What are you talking about? I
I've
don't
seen it
remember
in
any of that.
comics, games, and books. The Battle of Jakku. It's the back. Did you not watch my video about the backstory for Force Awakens?
No, dude. You know I
Oh,
didn't.
okay. I see how it is. It's going to take 10 minutes out of your day
It was 10
to
minutes
watch something I
long?
made for you. Yes, it was 10 minutes long. I
Anyway.
was explaining everything. I was explaining the Battle of Jakku and the rise of the First Order and the Resistance.
That's so weird,
But
man.
the Battle of Jakku is really cool. You get to see it in the in some books, some comics, and a couple games. Specifically, Battlefront 2's campaign mode, which is honestly shockingly good. The modern Battlefront 2's campaign
Have we
mode
mentioned that?
is shockingly
Have we?
good.
Are we going to mention the stormtroopers? I'll go ahead and say it. The stormtroopers in this movie are like all kid. They were like kidnapped as children and re-educated, right?
Yep, yep,
That
yep.
seem-
Brainwashed.
So why does Finn just like start shooting them like they're not people?
Okay, well, I think you're not supposed to think that through.
How can
Um,
I not, dude? He was the one. They started it. They were like, "Here's a stormtrooper who is a person," and he realizes that the stormtroopers are wrong and stuff. And then like he
well,
just starts moving.
the other stormtroopers were willing to do it. You know, I guess if you're willing to kill people, then
They
it's
were
okay.
kidnapped
Then
as children,
I don't know.
dude. Those were
Yes,
somebody's
but at the same
kids.
time, they were. But you know, ultimately, no matter how they were like brainwashed and re-educated, they are still ultimately making the decision to stay with the First Order.
That's kind of
I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying to explain it.
so.
I'm not saying I necessarily agree with all of it.
They Ray and Finn eventually do meet, and Ray they kind of fuss a little bit, and then they ultimately decide that they have to get out of there. You know, so Ray leads them to like this ship, and then the ship blows up, and they're like, okay, second choice, let's go to that garbage ship over there, and it's the freaking Millennium Falcon, man.
You and Sean were so excited.
I was excited for like a second, and then it kept going, and I'm like, guys, we need to introduce this character. It's been like 30 minutes and we haven't introduced this character yet. It's the main female lead of the. See, that's what I'm talking about. It just kept going, and I'm like, I need a minute with the character to find out who they are and like why I should be rooting for them specifically.
Okay, I will say, technically speaking, that stuff is there. It's just included with like most of the action scenes and stuff.
They give you like an
Like
ounce every 20 minutes or something.
it's like you see her at the very beginning. You know, you see her like fascinated with like all of like the old like rebellion helmet and stuff like that. You know, so you see like a bit with there. You see her right like knocking off the days, like you know, scratching like a day, and you see it like filled up. So you get the sense of, oh, she's been there for a long time. You see what she's dealing with the guy, and then you see how capable she is in fights, how good of a pilot she can be.
I want to say real
You see
quickly.
things like this.
I want to say real quickly that I think Lucas had the right idea when Luke was like, "This planet's boring. I want to get off of here." Because I actually
Yeah.
never thought about that until I watched this movie. Because like stuff constantly happens on Tatooine, and Luke just didn't consider it or just didn't know about it. And like, there's it's got Jabba's palace and stuff, but Jakku, I'm like, I don't know anything about this place, but I think it's boring, and I want to get off this. And it's weird that later on in the movie she wants to go back. I'm like, don't go back. It sucked. It was awful.
Well, like,
You got fed
yeah.
like a quarter of a portion of food in a day.
Well,
It
we'll
it
get
kind
there.
of it
We'll get
does
there.
kind of harken back to the days of biblical times when the children of Israel were like, we don't want to go to the promised land. We want to go back to Egypt. Moses was all like, "Don't make me turn this around, because if I turn you guys around, there's not going to be any more of you guys."
Well, actually, they technically wanted to be turned around.
No, I misspoke, but you get the idea. Just the idea.
Nah,
of him.
I know what you mean.
Moses was like,
It was funny.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like God was all like, don't make me come down there, young men."
You know, this is what you come to the podcast racer for, is for biblical stories.
Bible stories, man. Veggie Tales.
Yeah, I had to bring it up. This isn't the first time I brought up Bible stories here on the podcast.
I didn't know that.
You know that though. You didn't listen to the Halloween episode?
No, I only listen to mine.
I know. I just love teasing you.
Where were we? Where were we in the recap?
Han Solo shows up with Chewbacca.
Oh man, he's gonna get killed off. They got Harrison Ford back, and he's gonna get killed off, so he never has to come back again.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. But yeah, Han Solo and Chewie show up. They take the Falcon back, and Han becomes the Obi-Wan Kenobi of the movie. He's like, yeah, here, let me explain the Force. The Force is real, all this good stuff. I'm the old gruff guy. I'm the mentor. I'm the guy that's so obviously going to die in this movie.
Yeah.
A fun but absolutely pointless action scene later. They are leaving to go to the Mos Eisley canteen. I'm sorry, the place that it's the Mos Eisley Cantina. It's not in Mos Eisley. It's not a cantina, but it's the Mos Eisley Cantina.
It was on a jungle planet of some kind, right?
Yeah, Yep. Oh yeah. Fun fact: there is absolutely no returning planets in this movie.
They never go back to any of these planets. That's crazy.
No. I mean, like in this movie,
right.
All of the planets are new.
Yeah, right. I forgot that they. Yeah, they don't go to Tatooine or like Hoth or anything like that. That would be
Naboo, Coruscant.
Yeah, I think they were gonna bring back Coruscant to have it blown the heck up.
Yeah,
Disney
he wanted to, but
I'm kind of glad they didn't, because it would be kind of a jerk move, kind of a hiney face move, you know. Can't really swear, but you know.
Yeah. What is her name again? I'm actually blanking on the name of
the woman alien
lady. Yeah.
That's kind of sexist.
Is it Maz? I think it's Maz.
I feel like that's right, but I can't remember. It might be Haas.
No, it's not Haas. I am almost positive it's Maz. Like M-O-Z, I believe. Let me double check. I'm Googling it.
Yeah, go ahead and Google it. Give me the... Wait a minute. Her name is Mozzarella?
Oh, it's M-A-Z. It is Maz, M-A-Z. Maz Kanata.
Kanata. What's Kanata with you?
Very funny. I think it is telling that I can tell you FN1287 just off the top of my head. I had to look up Maz.
But
yeah, they go to her place and she has Luke's lightsaber for some reason. I don't even know that. I don't even know the reason.
It's so weird to me that they made this decision for her to reject the hero's call, like almost exactly the halfway point. I'm like, guys, you were supposed to do that like in the first third. That's how these movies work. They reject the hero's call in the first act.
Well, that's part of the thing, is that J.J. Abrams is like, well, I don't want to make exactly the same movie. I'm going to make some, subversions and changes and rearrange the order of the way things are usually done.
Sean, Tyler, I need to be real with you for a second. I've never considered the fact that Luke rejected the hero's call because he finds out immediately that his parents are dead, and he moves on immediately with the movie because it would really bog down the movie if he had to, spend a few days getting over them.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, it happens quickly, but it's when Obi-Wan's like, hey, you gotta come with me to Alderaan, let's go.
It's so weird.
And Luke's like, nah, bro.
Luke said no for 1 second, and then he nah, you know what, whatever, I'm going with you.
I mean, you say you never think of it, but it is, I do always quote the line from that, you must do as you feel is right, of course.
Oh, well. Yeah, there's a lot of good lines in the original trilogy. I wish we were watching it instead.
Well, of course. But yeah.
It's so weird
Rey
to
gets
me.
the lightsaber.
It's so weird to me that she doesn't even want the legendary lightsaber of both Anakin and Luke Skywalker.
Let's stop for a second. Let's stop the recap for a moment and just talk about Rey as a character for a sec. Okay,
are you sure?
Because this is basically where okay. So here's Rey's character in the movie. I'm not even using outside sources or anything like that. In the movie, based on what's shown and everything, this is her character. As a child, it wasn't shown. This was kind of shown out of order, so I'm not like, oh, you should have figured this out. No, I get it if it wasn't clear. So as a child, Rey was left on Jakku, and her parents were like, we're coming back. We're going to come back. And Rey was devastated as her parents left. But her parents left her in the care of the guy that you hate. Um,
Hold
so
everything here. That was her caregiver.
yes.
I take it back. I do want to strangle him to death, like Jabba.
So yeah, she was left on Jakku in the care of
You
him,
can't see it, but
and
I'm
he
wishing disease upon him.
yeah, he's a bad guy, obviously, and he basically sets her to work. Um, as a so she spends all of her days. She lives in the downed. I think it was a Star Destroyer that she was in.
I think
I
so.
don't know.
I think so.
She's one of the things, or no, maybe it was one of the Republic ships. I actually
I
don't
thought
remember.
I thought you told me that it was like a Star Destroyer that was on that planet.
There was a Star Destroyer, but I don't remember if she. Okay, I can't remember if she lived out in the Star Destroyer or in the Imperial or one of the Imperial Walkers, one of the AT-ATs.
Oh
Because
wow.
there was one of those. I think she was in one of those. I just don't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, the point is, she lives in this stuff, surrounded by this stuff with the Empire and the Republic, and she's been counting down every single day. She's been waiting since she was a young child, and she's in her like mid-20s or something now. She's been waiting since she was a young child for her parents to come. All she's wanted all of her life is family, and she's been desperately waiting for that family to return, even though it's pretty clear to everybody that that family ain't returning.
That's really sad.
It is. And that's why she wants to go back to Jakku. Even though it's a terrible place and she has a terrible caretaker or whatever, she wants to go back because she's like, they're going to come back for me. I can't, that's even though like Han Solo was like, hey, I'll give you a job. She's like, no. Even though like the lightsaber's calling like, hey, you have a destiny. Come be a Jedi. She's like, no, I can't. I need to go back to Jakku because my family might show up and I need to be there when they show up so I can have a family again.
That's really sad. That's like when you're.
It is.
That's like when you're on like social media and you're like, "Here's my OC. They've suffered through like 50,000 years of trauma, crammed into 1 century, and like everyone they know has been like maimed somehow. They have a lot of trauma. I love giving my OC trauma. It's like that.
Exactly. It's exactly like that. But yeah. So that's her thing, and that's why later on, well, when she does finally accept the call to action, it's not just her accepting the call to action; it's her basically accepting found family as opposed to the family that.
Oh, is that why you like this movie? Because of found family?
Actually, no. Normally, yes, because I do love found family movies and stuff. No, honestly, this is just kind of a fun action ride for me. This is like a roller coaster.
It's more like junk food, You need some nutrition in there.
Well, yeah, but like, if I want nutrition, I can watch basically any other Star Wars movie. Well, except for the other sequel ones.
We'll get to that.
But okay, yeah. Getting back to it though. That's Rey's character. We'll talk about some other.
That's
aspects
all
of her
that there
later,
is to her character
in this movie.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Tyler. Like, we don't know anything about her other than the fact that she's got like trauma and stuff. We need something.
Well, that's the mystery box. Why is she like that? Why did her family leave her?
Well, we don't. I don't care because I didn't get. I don't care because I didn't get like stuff to relate to her with. I can't relate to. Well, I'm sorry. I was gonna say something like I can't relate to being a space orphan, but there's orphans on Earth, and
Yeah, well,
I think it's a little different.
You're gonna. Well, JJ didn't understand the original movie, so you're gonna have to accept it.
That's another thing too, is that like it's not. I feel like it's not really explained properly that guy was her caretaker because he's like. I had assumed that I was just like some guy who like was in power and stuff, like someone who had a lot of money, someone who had.
Well, you could see his arm and hear his voice when during that really quick scene during the Force flashback thing or whatever, when you see young Rey being left behind on Jakku.
That was him? Are you sure?
Yeah, you hear yes,
I
you see his fat arm, and then you hear him go like, come on, girl.
That's really mean, man. Are you sure? I feel like her parents were like just mean. Like, why did they leave her in the care of this awful man? Like, that's kind of child abuse, you
Depends
know.
which director you ask.
That's kind of child
It
abuse.
depends which director you ask. That's part of the mystery box. It's got to be explained in the
No,
other
dude.
movies.
Let me try to explain this in a way that makes sense, right? No, you haven't seen Adventure Time, so I can't use Marceline as an example. But like,
Yeah, look. Listen. You're coming across this all wrong. This is not about having a plan. Okay, this is not about having explanations to stuff that you're asking questions for. It's about setting up a bunch of random questions and just hoping you'll figure it out eventually down the
no,
line.
no, no, dude. I don't care about any of these questions because I didn't get any information in the beginning, right?
Yeah, well,
Like,
yeah, but you see, when JJ first watched episode 4 of New Hope, he didn't understand anything. So because he didn't understand the movie, he thought that that's how you made a good movie, by making it so that the audience didn't understand.
to use a counter example, Qui Gon, right from episode one, he's it's kind of mysterious, but like he just seems kind of like a cool guy, and Obi Wan seems like he's not quite as wise, but he's getting there. You have this nice relationship between the two, and you
Oh
want to
yeah.
learn more about the characters, and you do eventually. You actually can learn a lot about them from like supplementary material, but it tells you what you need to know before Qui Gon dies and stuff. Spoilers for everyone who hasn't seen Phantom Menace yet.
Why are you watching an episode or a podcast episode about episode 7 if you haven't watched episode 1 yet? Come on, guys.
I was just kind of half kidding, but also I didn't know if like you were gonna say
No, I know.
something.
I was half kidding along with you.
Okay, just see that's what I'm talking about. I get to know like Qui Gon a little bit. I get to know. I want to say I get to know Obi Wan, but I don't get to know him quite as well into episode 2 or 3. But that's part of it is that you get to know these characters like like before there's all this mystery stuff that like that isn't explained properly, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you get to know the characters like as people before you start trying to figure out their backstories like a therapist. It was really funny in a way. I'm sorry, I gotta laugh at my own jokes sometimes.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Just the idea of like,
Oh, the funnier response would have been, well, somebody has to.
yeah, exactly.
Uh, all right. We should probably get back to the actual thing. So, Rey touches the lightsaber, gets a weird vision with like where she sees some stuff from the past, a little bit of like stuff with Luke and R2, and for some reason she hears Obi-Wan Kenobi's voice and Yoda's voice. I don't know why. That was some weird stuff there. And yeah, because of the bad trip, she's like, yeah, screw this. I'm going back to Jakku. And yeah, she leaves the lightsaber behind with Maz. And that's when the First Order decides to attack Maz's place. And they capture Rey. And Finn is the one with the lightsaber for a while. Which is cool. I like Finn with the lightsaber.
I did
Looks
like
cool.
it, but it was kind of weird to me that, like, she rejected it, but he took it right away. It's like I feel
Well,
like
he was going to give it to her.
I know, but it's just I don't know why it's weird for this man to be like holding the lightsaber because like it shouldn't be weird, but it's just weird to me because I feel like Disney was like really pushing for this woman to be like the next holder of the lightsaber, right? He does eventually give it to her and stuff, and it's weird to me that like we get him with the lightsaber before we get her with the lightsaber, and I feel like she's like supposed to be like the proper owner. I mean, like it called out to her to take it.
Yeah.
It's so weird the decisions that are made in this movie. Cause like I feel like there's a lot of stuff that needed to be cut out so we could get to know the characters for a minute. Have we?
I
Wait a
think,
minute.
well,
Hold on a minute. When have we gotten to Leia yet?
No.
Okay, I was just making
We're
sure.
about to.
I thought we
No.
did her like out of order or something.
I will say though, they actually. So, again, this is just how JJ is. There are more deleted scenes that explain some more of the things with the characters. Those got cut though because he needed more time for the action scenes.
Was he crazy?
That's how he works. That's his. I
think he should have taken a step back and been like, I think I need to fix this. Instead of like making it worse.
I may have gone too far in a few places.
Yeah, man, he should have been like, I've gone too far. I need to put in some quiet time where the characters talk about themselves.
This is his normal directing style, and this is the director that certain people were really pushing for.
Yeah, it sucked. I hated it.
All right, so yeah, first that's when we find out Poe's still alive. Rey gets kidnapped by Kylo.
Have we not mentioned him this entire time?
I think that's kind of telling.
I want to say real quickly, this guy is kind of a stereotype for that stupid idiot teenager who's like really into like goth or emo or something. And he's like, you guys just don't understand me. And then they're like, we've literally been spending. You don't get me, man. We've been trying for the past 30 minutes to understand what this makeup thing is. Or, I don't know why I said makeup. That's kind of sexist of me, but like like they're trying to make time for him, and he's just like he's being a baby about it, man. Because he's the kind of guy who would be like, I didn't want you guys. I don't want you guys to make time for me. I want to be mad,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
One of those kind of people.
The main problem is he's 29.
Yeah. That's why he's kind of. That's why I kind of hope he doesn't get rid.
Guys, why did you write him as 29? Like, if you had just written him as 19, still would have sucked, but at least would have made sense.
Hold up here. I just
Anakin,
did the math. They immediately had a child, and the child. Oh my god.
Yeah, you really didn't watch the video I made.
Look.
Yeah, no, right.
I'm sorry.
Literally, a day or two after the Battle of Jakku, officially ended, was when Ben Solo was born.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are we for real?
Yeah, he would have. That means he was conceived 3 months after the Battle of Endor.
That's what I'm talking about, man. He oh my god.
Would have been funnier if he was conceived the day after the Battle of Endor.
Yeah, that would have been funny too. That would have at least been a joke instead of what we got, man. It's so weird that he's 29. Why did they make this decision? Why can't we have an actual good bad guy like Vader or like Maul or Grievous or Count Dooku?
Anyone. I think the thought pattern was that because there's 30 years, and again, about 5 years ago or so was when he turned to the dark side. So I'm guessing they were like, well, thanks for that, Tetra.
They didn't even.
So I think
this timeline makes
sense. Their thought pattern was give Leia and Han as much time of happiness as possible with him. I think that's the thought pattern, which I kind of get, but then it's kind of well, why are we writing the sequel trilogy like this anyways?
Why did the director do a bunch of bath salts before they wrote the script?
Well, I think also I should mention, it seems... Okay. Well, first, a couple things. First off, the script wasn't finished when they were filming.
Oh, it was an Emperor's New Groove situation?
Honestly, more accurate would be, X-Wing Origins Wolverine.
Don't know what that is.
Because it was a live-action movie. You're more familiar with animation, so... Like, yeah, with
So like
animation, sometimes it's a
Disney's Aladdin,
situation.
then, like where the script changed a
No,
lot.
it's different with animation. Like, so live action, they're literally filming without a script. They're writing the script as they're filming footage, and they just kind of have to like write around some of the decisions that were made before they decided other decisions, and it's a mess. It's a
It sounds
bad
like they have
thing to
disdain for
do.
writing. They just wanted to do a bunch of cool stuff with like the CGI and stuff. They didn't actually care about the story.
Oh, well, first off, no, they didn't want to do cool things with CGI. They made that very clear. They're like, hey, we're not going to be using CGI as much as possible. And by the way, I didn't tell you this before, but yeah, there's like, I think it was like a 75% more uses of CGI in this movie than there was in The Phantom Menace. Uh,
That sounds about right. That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about. I feel like there was a bunch
but
of stuff with the creatures on the Millennium Falcon. Uh, those things.
yeah, well, those had to be CGI. Um, okay. Look, we're getting a little off topic. We're getting a little off topic. We'll get to some of this a little bit later because there's a larger issue I want to talk about. But let's get back to the story. So yeah, Kylo Ren, he's the bad guy. He's the Darth Vader wannabe, whiny brat. And he was Ben Solo beforehand. Blah blah blah. Who cares? So yeah, he takes Ryan and leaves. And that's when Leia and the Resistance truly show up. And Leia is honestly, I think, the only original character that's like written correctly.
Yeah, she's
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
besides
But
3PO. Besides 3PO. 3PO is always written correctly. But,
I want to say real quickly
yeah,
that
out of
like Leia shows up and I'm like, oh, finally I get to know the character for a minute. And 3PO makes a joke about like, yes, it's me, and I'm like, dude, give me a second with her. It really bothered me how quickly they were like, no, this is taking too long. We need to do we need a quick joke here.
yeah.
I feel like they were jangling keys
Yeah,
in front of me, and I'm like, get that stuff out of my face. I don't want to see that.
Well, I mean, most of this movie is basically dangling keys in front of a face.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there's a wonderful scene, like truly wonderful scene between Leia and Han there, and I full credit to Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. Like they were giving it their all. They really were, and I do love that scene between the two of them. Even though I'm kind of like, I wish that I wish this movie was written a little bit differently, so this scene didn't need to exist. But I am happy this scene exists.
So R2 shut
yeah,
himself
that's when
down
they go back.
because a third Skywalker went crazy with the dark side, and it was so traumatic
Yeah,
for him. They
yeah.
had to shut himself down for a little while.
So, yeah, screw this. But yeah, that's back at the Resistance base, which is where they all head to next. So they all go to the Resistance base, and then they have the the plan to blow up the Death Star scene once again. Like,
We haven't even
it's
talked
pretty
about
obvious.
the machine that kills planets. You know, what's it called in this movie?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, before before the First Order attacked Maz's place, that's when the First Order destroyed the New Republic government, blew up the Hosnian system. That's where the capital was based. And yeah, that's all of the government destroyed, all of the military destroyed, because the New Republic. The New Republic had, because I know you didn't watch the video, so I'll explain it here. Right after the New Republic was founded, Mon Mothma demilitarized as much as possible the New Republic. She didn't want it to be like the Empire. She wanted it to be like the Old Republic. And the Old Republic didn't have a military. Well, they didn't. They had a military, but like very, very
Limited.
condensed before the Clone Army. So yeah, there's just enough to kind of like keep the peace, basically. And so that's what she demanded. That's why Leia had to go and create the Resistance outside of it, is because there just wasn't a military. It wasn't a big military. So yeah, the military was based in the Hosnian system, and the Starkiller base was powerful enough to destroy the entire Hosnian system. So yeah, that's the entire New Republic government and military destroyed.
So they made like a Death Star that's 5 times more powerful, and they could have like. It's weird to me because they could have made one that was like so powerful it blew up the sun, and that would have been much more impressive for some. I don't know why it's just so weird to me that they only
Sun
blew up
crusher.
5 planets because like they had so much time to build like a more impressive one, and they were just like, this one can do 5 times as many planets at once. And I'm like, couldn't you have just waited like 13 minutes and then blew up the second one and then again for the third? And it just seems kind of
Well, the
superfluous.
original. No, because they could have escaped. It would have given them time. Like they would needed time to
I guess so,
like
but I
like
meant
even
like
Death
from the.
Star 2 needed a little bit of
I
time.
know, but it's just so weird to me that they chose 5 planets and only 5 planets. It's weird to me that that was a
It's
big
all the
deal.
planets in the system.
Yeah, but like
That system had 5 planets.
yeah, but like aren't there like hundreds of planets in the galaxy?
Also, probably thousands, but it's just they just needed to blow up the planets in that system, and they didn't need to move they fired it from again a planet in a completely different solar
Oh,
system,
okay.
fired it through,
That
and
makes a
blew
little
up
bit
an
more
entire
sense.
solar
That makes a little
system.
bit more sense, but
That's why they were able to see the red light from again a completely different planet on whatever Maz's planet was called.
it's so weird. Let's go ahead and move along because I got hung up on that.
Yep, yep. Nah, it's all cool. So yeah, yeah, they make the plan to destroy it. Han and Finn and Chewie go to Starkiller Base directly to turn the shield down so that Poe and Black Squadron can fly in and blow it up for a third time, basically. And also, Finn is hoping to rescue Rey, even though Rey is breaking herself out because she's somehow able to use the Force. It's kind of explained in the novelization, but like I don't even know if that's technically fully canon. You know how novelizations can be. I don't know. I do have an issue with Rey when it comes to the Force because they keep having her easily able to use Force powers, and it gets even crazier in the next movie because it's basically takes place over a long weekend. But yeah, why is she able to use the Force with no training? Like it doesn't make sense really at all.
Didn't how long did it take in the
It,
supplementary material? How long did it take for Anakin to do stuff with the Force?
well, again, right away he's it's helping him be a better pilot. Of course, the
Well,
Force
yeah,
is
but like
just that's just natural ability. Um, Probably at least a few months. We don't know 100% for sure, but I mean, he was being trained, specifically
I know
being trained
that's
as a
sort of the point I'm
Jedi.
getting at is that he was like a
So,
super duper prodigy. He had a higher metachlorian count than Yoda.
right, which made it easier to access the
That's what I'm
Force.
saying. Like he was a super prodigy, and it still took him like a couple months to learn how to, I don't know, make something levitate or
Probably,
something.
though. To be fair, they probably were like, they probably weren't starting with that because again, the idea of being a Jedi is not like, hey, come to a superhero school. It's like, okay, listen, being a Jedi is all about meditation and oneness and all this good stuff. So they'd start with that kind of stuff before they're like, okay, now here's some of the stuff you can do with the Force, and then they'd work on that.
I guess so, but the point
Now
I was trying to
Luke,
make was anyway. Go ahead.
Luke, Luke also was good pilot because of the Force. With the training with Obi-Wan, just that little bit of training, he was able to, like, with the blast shield down, able to see, was able to blow up the Death Star, and then 3 years later, he was finally able to barely pull forth the lightsaber out of the snow. And then Rey is doing the Jedi mind trick. She's doing the Jedi pull, and it's just going to get crazier in the
It kind
next
of cracked
movie.
me up when she did the Jedi mind trick, but then like they added to it.
It was funny.
It was funny, and then they added to it, and then it wasn't funny anymore. Just the idea of like she had to add on to it for him to drop like his weapon. The stormtrooper had to drop his
Oh, I
weapon.
thought that was funny too.
What? I don't know. It kind of bothered me that she added on to it because it was like I'm starting to lose my suspension of disbelief here, and I didn't have much of it to begin with.
Oh, fair. I mean, my suspension of disbelief was already gone. So, yeah, I was just looking at that as, beyond the suspension of disbelief, it's funny. That's kind of the thing I have an issue with the sequel trilogy in general, is they kind of treat the Force like it's a superpower. And it's not.
It's not always.
I'll probably do a full podcast episode about this, but like, the Force isn't a superpower. Like, it's not like, oh, hey, you get these different superpowers. You're not like a superhero. It's a religion, and like the Force is a mystical force. Like,
it's not.
I don't know. Like, it's this whole thing.
It's not always about the midichlorian Spider-Man.
Yeah. I don't think either. I don't think J.J. Abrams or Rian Johnson really understood what the Force was. I'm just saying, but whatever. So yeah, she escapes, runs back into Han and Finn and Chewie, and that's when Han sees Kylo Ben hanging out, and he decides to go say hi to his son. And again, a very nice scene that is acted incredibly well by both actors. Han dies.
Yeah, there's
and
that.
Chewie's very upset.
I was gonna bring up the fact that Chewie's upset. He swore life dead to that guy Han Solo, and he's like, "Hey man, there goes my entire life's purpose now."
Yeah,
it's really sad for him.
I'm still waiting for them to actually show it in the canon though, where the life debt was done. We know it existed. They just haven't shown it in anything.
Did they show it in the old Legends continuity?
Yes.
Okay, I was just. Sure.
Okay. Actually, technically, no. It's told in a immediate flashback, because it happened. Okay, there's a trilogy of books that's basically the prequel story for Han Solo, and in between book 1 and 2 is when he met Chewie, saved him from slavers, and then Chewie immediately swore life debt. So the book starts with Han very, very annoyed as Chewie's just following him around.
Oh, wow.
And then he just kind of like thinks back about what happened. So
that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's good. Anyways,
getting into the climax.
So yeah, Han dies. They escape. Or that's when. Chewie shoots Kylo. I forgot to mention that. Because that was kind of cool. So Kylo is hurt, but he still goes after Rey, and I have no issue with this lightsaber battle in that regard. I've seen some people upset with like, well, if Kylo's supposed to be so good and already trained, how is Rey able to stand up to him? We already see Rey's an expert when it comes to her staff. A lightsaber is not too different, and also Kylo is really injured. Like, he's actively bleeding out during
I feel the opposite. I feel like I can't believe they had to injure him critically in order for her to win. It feels like she could have just done that the whole time, the way she was handling the Star Killer.
Well, I mean, it's...
I don't know. I just can't believe that this whiny little baby, this idiot baby, is like a serious threat to everyone.
I know, but he is. Like, we do see that he has some immense force power.
Oh, is this like Samurai Jack, where the main character, the main antagonist is like, he's got the mentality of like, just someone who's, he's like a Saturday morning cartoon villain, but he's serious. Because he can destroy everything.
I've only seen the final episode.
Yeah, I know, that's weird, right? You've only seen the final episode of Samurai Jack. Not just the final episode of the original one on Cartoon Network. The final episode that kicked off the final episode of Season 5 on Adult Swim. It was so cursed that you saw that first.
Yeah, well, I did. It's, again, it's whatever. I don't... It's a thing. It's a thing. That's all I can really say. But yeah, that lightsaber battle happens, and I'll give JJ credit. It's better than Episode 4's battle. You know, it's not nearly as good as episode 5 or 6 or 1 or 3s or 2s, but it's better than 4s.
You tried. Here's a gold star.
You did the bare minimum. And then, of course, they get off the planet as it blows up thanks to Poe. And then they go back. Leia hugs Rey and not Chewie, even though she hasn't even met Rey yet.
That's really mean. That's really mean that he's like in frame. And...
No, she's straight up. I know, leaving the Chewie in frame is insane, but she literally has not met Rey yet.
She hasn't exchanged one.
That's
what I'm talking about. The characters don't talk about each other.
Well, no, not even that, though. This is the first time she's seeing her, because she was already captured by the time she arrived before.
Yeah,
so this is the first time that Leia sees Rey, and she immediately runs up to comfort her.
This is just like that episode of Dragon Ball Z where, like, Toriyama forgot that Chaozu and Goku have never exchanged one line of dialogue with each other.
I don't think he ever like thought about it. I don't know if he ever even realized they never exchanged dialogue.
That's what I'm talking about. But I meant like for this, it was an insult. Never mind.
No, I get it. But yeah, I don't know. It was a choice. But yeah, then Rey goes to find Luke Skywalker because R2 wakes up and saves the day because he's kind of like. All right, fine, guys. Here, just end this stupid movie already.
I was so relieved when R2 was like, "Okay, let me save you guys 30 minutes of nonsense."
So yeah, he has the rest of the map, and then Rey, Chewie, and R2 go on the Falcon to go find Luke Skywalker, and the movie ends right where Rey is offering Luke the lightsaber. And
Luke does not say a single thing the entire movie.
And then Mark Hamill gets second billing.
Yeah, it's so weird to me. Like, I was so shocked that, like, we got all the way to the end of the movie, and I'm like, wait a minute, we haven't seen Luke yet? Are you serious?
We technically did see him for a brief half a second during the montage thing. He was right...
Yeah, during a flashback.
We didn't see his face, but... Yeah,
it's
he was right
so
next to
weird to me
R2
because, like,
the...
they decided to make him the entire, like... They decided to make him the exhaust port on the Death Star, and then we spend the entire movie, we never get to... It's so weird to me. I don't know how this film makes its decisions. Just the sheer disdain for the written page.
I mean, I don't know about if I'd go that far, but there's definitely a disdain for something, all right? And let's get to it now that we've gotten through everything. J.J. Abrams hates the prequels. Like, it's clear that he truly hates the prequels and is pretending they don't exist.
He took a pee all over the prequels?
No, I don't even mean that. I mean, like, he is just straight up pretending they don't exist. He
hated them so
he's
much.
approaching episode 7 the same way that George Lucas approached episode 4. But the problem is that George approached episode 4 knowing that, yeah, there is stuff that happened before in the previous episodes, and then eventually he went back and explained that. Well, but JJ is making episode 7 right after episode 6. That's why I originally was like, it would be kind of hilarious if we watched episode 6 and episode 7 as a double feature, because it just does not work at all. It does not flow into the other one. There's so much stuff that happens in between that is just straight up not explained.
I also think I was going to say something there, just the idea of like, I don't remember now. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, JJ, he is... It becomes even clearer when you watch episode 9, because he ended up directing episode 9, despite not originally supposed to have done that. It's clear he's looking at this as if this is like a 6-episode series, like episode 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9.
I wanted to say a second ago, but I forgot because I didn't want to interrupt you. But just like George Lucas had this vision originally, right? Like he had this vision for what Star Wars would be, and obviously he had to work with the studio and change some things before we got what was Episode 4. But like I don't feel that way about this movie. I feel like they were like
there was no planning.
They were like ticking off boxes and stuff at one point. Like, here you go, just hands in something that has no cohesion whatsoever.
JJ was told to. I mean, ultimately, once they threw out George's plans for the sequel trilogy, JJ was told, "Hey, listen, this is a $4 billion movie, essentially, because of how much they spent. Because basically the whole thing is they spent $4 billion buying Lucasfilm, and they needed to immediately show some like return. Not obviously they weren't going to fully make up that $4 billion right away, but they needed to show like a lot of money immediately coming in to show that this was a worthy investment to the shareholders.
Yeah.
So that's why they brought in JJ, because that's what all the fans online were like, hey, JJ Abrams should make a Star Wars movie.
Why you don't cave to the fans every single time. Like that's like when the kids ask for candy for breakfast. Like, no, you can't have candy for breakfast. Are you crazy? Are you trying to get yourself killed?
Yeah, well,
are you trying to ruin everything I stand for?
Yeah, but the thing is that when there's like respected film critics that are also saying it.
Are you sure? Are you really sure about that, Chief? Yeah.
There were respected film critics that were also like, wow, J.J. Abrams should really be directing a Star Wars movie.
I don't know, man. I watched this one, and I didn't even like this one, man. Like, why did they let this man cook, in the immortal words of the young generation?
Well, he was told to do that, and then also just to essentially be like, listen, as a fan, try to make things as much as safe as possible. Basically, just be as safe as possible and make something that fans will enjoy. This was safe.
That's so weird to me, because it feels like
it's because you just don't you just essentially cannot enjoy JJ's directing style.
I wanted to know the characters, dang it.
It's just, again, his directing style is kind of like a roller coaster. Like, a lot of times you have to watch it 2 or 3 times to actually understand everything with the characters. That's just how it is.
This is like beyond junk food. This is like putting sugar in a deep fryer and like being like, here you go, kiddies.
Again, that's his directing style, and it's actually very popular.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure people aren't just wrong?
Yes. I've enjoyed his directing style on things. I like the original, or his first Star Trek movie. I actually really like.
Oh, okay. Let me make a note of that, so I don't have to watch it later. I want to be clear again. It's not. I'm surprised it got that heated, because like, I don't know why, but for some reason I got really heated because I said before we did this I wasn't gonna get like super heated about. Because it's not that bad a movie. It's not like, oh man, they this completely ruined the entire franchise. This is so bad that like I want to go into the street and I don't know. I just
we're not the fandom menace. We're not we're not them.
Yeah, we don't want to dox. I'm sorry, I keep jumping to dox, but. We don't want to harass the people who just got paid to be in the movie, It's like, it's not cool to harass people.
Of course not.
No reason to harass Jake Lloyd over Star Wars years later.
Yeah. But, and that's why they hired JJ, though. And JJ's style is popular, and it did... I mean, this movie made a lot of money, and it made a lot of people, including myself, excited for
why is
the
it
sequels.
top 10? Why is it top 10 highest grossing films of all time is just for inflation big. Like, I don't get it.
It's again, you don't like the directing style, so you're not going to fully get it. But this was an exciting movie at the time. It was
Because it was Star Wars.
Star Wars was back.
They just
Yes.
banked on Star Wars, and people went to see it. They didn't think about whether or not it was going to make any sense in 2 years.
I know. Again, they were trying to be as safe as possible. Then basically the idea was we need to make it immediately, get people in seats, get people invested, and then the next guy can just like actually make some more daring choices. Which the next guy definitely made some daring choices.
I'm actually worried. I'm so worried about the next film.
I am so excited for the next film. Not because of me. I have my own relationship with The Last Jedi. But I am just so fascinated and excited to see what both your and Sean's responses to this movie are going to be. Because it's possible you guys will actually, one or both of you will actually enjoy it.
Are you sure?
It's totally possible. It is.
Are you?
Because, I mean, it's...
Maybe Sean will, but I won't.
Okay. I don't think you will, but it's...
I would be very surprised if I liked it. If I end up liking it.
At this point, it's possible that you like it more, at least more than Episode 7.
Isn't that like saying that I enjoyed like Episode 1 more than Episode 2 or something?
Potentially.
No. But I take that back about Phantom Menace. I enjoy Phantom Menace, but like... It's more like saying I enjoyed Episode 2 more than... this one, but also like the Clone Wars movie that came out in theaters that wasn't very good, and then the series got better as it went on, you know. So I don't want to completely put down the CGI Clone Wars because it does get better as it goes on.
Oh, absolutely. But it's possible though. It is possible that you'll either like it or at the very least just like it more than Episode 7, and that's going to be different than my opinion. But it is possible.
Have we mentioned on here that our Star Wars ranking was like exactly the same before Episode 7?
Yeah, that is true.
So funny, because like,
technically speaking, it's still not that different.
Yeah,
because
not.
both me and Sean have Episode 7 much farther down. But
you mean much further up?
No, I mean like it's I'm at farther down than like where I originally had it.
Okay.
I mean right now it's. Yeah.
I thought it was number. God, what was it again? Was it number 6? Was it number 5?
Something like that.
Something like that. But let me tell you how I rank Star Wars. Episode 4, the best. Episode 3, second best. That's why you watch the original trilogy before you watch the prequels, so you can have the good stuff at the beginning and the good stuff at the end. Like, you don't have to wait 2 movies to get to the good stuff. You know, you get this really good...
Somebody didn't listen to my episode about George Lucas and artistry.
After that is Episode 6, and then Episode 5, and then Episode 1 is still 5th place. Episode 2 is 6th place. I think there's good elements to the Episode 2, but it's kind of got some bad elements too. It's kind of a mixed bag of Star Wars. You know, it's kind of got some bad dialogue, but it's got good ideas. I like the factory scene that they added later, because originally it wasn't supposed to be in there. It was a whole thing.
Indeed.
And then
the holiday special.
Yeah, that's at the bottom. I was trying to think if I should comment on Rogue One and Solo.
Nah, I wouldn't. They're a little bit different.
Yeah, they're a little bit different. So I don't want to rank them. I was just trying to think if I should rank them, and I had to. I feel like I shouldn't, right? Because like that's non-numbered episode. Right. Technically, I shouldn't be ranking the holiday special either, but it's like oh boy, that really got me down.
It would have been so funny if you put the holiday special above
it would have been. I thought about it, but I couldn't because like the holiday special just got me down so bad. This one kind of did by the end of the movie, but like Uh, it was really funny because we were getting close to the end. I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna like this less than the holiday special? It didn't end up that bad. It's just it was really funny when it crossed my mind.
Well, over here on my side, I have it. I think me and Sean both had it above episode 1 and 2. I think.
Yeah, I think that's how you did it. Yeah, it was like so
Yeah.
that would
Well,
make it.
because yeah,
So that would make
I
it
have
number
episode
5.
1, then 2. Sean has 2, then 1. But yeah, it's. I think that's fair for where it is because, okay, for me personally, the core of Star Wars is always fun, and I do find episode 7 to be a lot of fun. It's again, it's basically like a roller coaster ride. There's no substance here. I'm not going anywhere with this, but it is a fun experience for me. I understand it's not for you, Reg. I get that. I respect that. But it is fun to me. Like, even if I'm like, look, this is technically bad on a lot of levels, I just enjoy watching it.
I feel like that's important to keep in mind is that Star Wars is about fun, not about being like a flawless masterpiece. Because I think a lot of people, come to like a lot of people who hate the prequels and love the original trilogy are like the original trilogy is like so good and it doesn't have these flaws that the prequels do, and all 6 of those films have some form of serious flaw. Like they're not like flawless. They're pretty unconventional films in at least some regard,
Indeed.
Well, I guess we better wrap this up because I didn't expect it to be so long.
Holy cow! Yeah, we are. We're like an hour and 16 or something.
Yeah, I wanted to say something when we crossed into the 1 hour mark, but you were like going on a roll or something. I want to say I did expect it to be an hour, but I wasn't expecting it to be an hour and 16 because we're starting to get to that point where it could be feature length podcast.
We could be longer than the movie itself.
No, not quite that bad, but it's starting. We're getting close to the feature length mark. We just need to kill another 5 minutes.
Me and you, we talk for a while. Apparently, well, the podcast that has you on it, both episodes have been the longest ones.
This one, and how long was the last one I was on?
I think it was like 55 minutes or something like that.
Cool.
And I just also realized now both of your episodes are both movies that you don't like.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, we gotta make up for this. When we get up with the sequels, we need to do episodes 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3.
No, that's the wrong order. That's the wrong order.
Yeah.
You got to watch my episode about George Lucas and artistry. I explain it there. George Lucas intended for it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he literally said it.
Yeah, but like, are you sure it's wrong for me to enjoy it my way?
I didn't say it was wrong.
Nah, dude, you're implying.
I said that.
The implication here is that you think that I'm wrong for putting episode 4 at the beginning and episode 3 at the end and watching it that way. Well, I did find it funny. I did find your reaction funny that one time. I can't remember if it was on text or what, but I told you about the order where like some people will watch. There's an order where you skip episode 1 and go straight to
the machete order.
But there was also one I think where you like watched. I think it was 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6 or something like that.
It's 4, 5, 2, 3, 6, 1. You watch at some point for like extra context. Yeah, the machete order.
The machete order of going 4.
That's what it's called.
Oh, you mean? I think I was talking about a different thing. I think there's one where you put it like the prequel is in the middle before you get to episode 6.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 4, 5, then you watch 2, 3, and then 6, and then you can throw 1 in as well if you want, or you can watch
mean, man.
1 just one time eventually.
Why would you watch episode 2 but not 1? That doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like 1 is a better movie
It's because
than
it's
2.
the start of the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
but 2 is the start of the Clone Wars. It has more to do with the story.
I guess so.
Even
But
though
it's kind of
technically
weird
no,
to me.
because the story... Yeah, but the story is about Anakin Skywalker. You gotta see Anakin at his most innocent in order for it to hit hard. But then you get this people... Okay, no, I'm not going to get into it. We're about to go down another hour and a half rabbit hole. We're not doing that. All right. Well, this is going to be the final episode of the year, actually. So, because I'm not going to do it next week because of Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas. Christmas. Let's have peanut butter pie. No bake peanut butter pie. You get some Cool Whip together with the peanut butter. Tastes really good.
Oh, hey, Tetra.
Those aren't...
Guess Tetra's joining us now.
Oh, you got 2 guests. Kind of. Sort of.
Yeah. a special secret guest right at the end. On Tetra. She's purring.
It's good. Oh boy,
Indeed.
It's late at night. It's 1 in the morning
yes.
where I am.
So, yeah, this is the final episode of the year. I do want to just say, anybody who watches to the end, I am planning on at least attempting to stream this weekend something Star Wars related on this channel. So, I will try it. Well, hopefully it works out. If anyone wants to watch it. And you wanna, you know what? It's Christmas time, Reg. You have anything you want to plug? All right, never mind. So, now, do you have anything or no?
I can't think of anything to promote because like no one's gonna watch this and then read my fan fiction. Are you crazy?
Yeah, you're probably right.
It
would be a very weird to be like, hey, here's my Pokemon fan fiction on this Star Wars podcast.
I gotta think of something real quick. Some sort of what's a movie that came out that I really liked? Oh, I know. Watch Smiling Friends on some streaming service. I don't remember which one. I guess Hulu.
This is a PG podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
Let me then watch just listen to some Weird Al. I don't know. I'm not your dad.
Yes. Watch Weird Al's music video for The Saga Begins.
Oh yeah, there's that. But like, I was talking about Albuquerque and everything he knows wrong and like stuff that's not related to Star Wars.
This is the Star Wars podcast.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead and listen to some Weird Al.
Yes, indeed. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening this year and everything. And hopefully you'll be back again next year. We will be back probably in 2 weeks at the start of the new year with something. I have absolutely no idea, and I have no idea if I'll have a guest. So thanks again, guys. And once more, may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.